Welcome to Let's Talk Nation. I'm your man, Rod Love. And hey, y'all, the general is in the house tonight.
Once again, it's on, Brother Love. Hey, I know what you're going to say, but let me just do it for the people. How was this weekend for you this past weekend, man?
This weekend was excellent, man. I think I got into something that we're going to talk about more than I ever have.
Mm-hmm.
But, yeah, man, we getting quite a bit of a little rain here, but I ain't mad at it.
Oh, listen, rain is good, man. We need the rain because if not, your lawn going to be looking like the Sahara Desert.
You're right. How about your weekend, man? What you get into?
My weekend was good, man. My weekend was good. Got a chance to relax, sit back, and watch a little soccer this weekend, and different things like that. So I know that you got a little report that you want to give on your World Cup experience. So
I got into it, Greg, more than I ever have. But I guess the fact that World Cup was here, and that attention, man, that energy. I got to tell you, man, if it didn't rub off on you, if you paid any attention, even if you wasn't paying attention, I'm no soccer guy, but if you say soccer to somebody who really understands it, they'll say, don't call it soccer. Call it what?
I'm going to call it soccer.
Football.
I'm going to call it soccer. But listen, you're tuned in to two of the most influential voices in Central Florida on the Monday Night Podcast. Brother Love and Greg Jackson, the dynamic duo guaranteed to raise your IQs 10 to 15 points. And on some nights, Brother Love, we get them up to 25.
Get them up.
And if they want to be a part of the night show, all they got to do is hit 407-921-6195. Again, that's 407-921-6195 to talk to the dynamic duo, Brother Love and Greg Jackson. Brother Love, let's get it on.
And when we say let's get it on, man, the first person I started thinking about, and I'm not going to say you nudged them a little bit, but who came in third place?
Oh, you talking about the World Cup. So, yeah. So, listen. I'm sure they're glad because of who they beat. Because the French and the English, they have a deep-seated rivalry that dates back to the 1500s, if I recall right. And I know that if Brother Burns or Brother Pinto are listening, they'll call and they'll talk to us about the conflict of when the Parisians came to London and caused a little bit of trouble. But I think it was like 1566 or something like that.
Oh, you did a little research, huh?
Well, listen, I've been to England. How many times?
Okay.
I went, 4 times last year alone, and I had to pick up a little bit of history so I could claim that that's might be my my home away from home at some point in time.
But, I hope Brother Burns or Brother Pinto calls in because, Greg, I played college football.
Yeah.
It is nothing except UFC that is as physical and brutal. But, man, when I was watching as doggone football, our football.
You want to put some jack on that?
So what else you think is, I said UFC, I qualified it. So what else is more brutal?
Want to put some jack on that?
Oh, hockey?
Yeah. Yeah, listen, you want to put some jack on that? Because I'm here to tell you, man, the cats that play hockey, nah, that has a new level of respect for me.
And when I had cats running at me full speed, to take off my head. But yeah, soccer
I'll tell you what, but do that on a blade.
On a blade?
Yeah.
All right, okay, I get where you're coming from, but man, I got to tell you, man.
And do that if they could run you into the stands and slam your face into the stand.
But when you go to talking about hockey, not only that, but it's legal to just like be welling on somebody in soccer.
Yeah. Hockey.
Or hockey, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
But
and then the other one now, rugby, no pads. So I'm gonna say this. So I'm gonna say American football, which is one of my favorite sports, is probably the third or fourth most physically demanding sport that there is right now.
Man, when I was watching World Cup, it was physical. It was physical. Did you see the guy who flipped over by a leg whip?
I saw that, man.
Come on, man. That should have been a red card.
Right. Well,
it
wasn't. And I understand why, since I've been watching a little bit more hockey. But there was a red card given out in the game, though, when that was the one where the guy flipped him. They did give a red card out on that one, if I remember right.
Man, it was a lot of yellow cards.
I thought that one did. I thought it was a red card.
That was a physical game. And then think about this, Greg.
I ain't trying to hear that. Because let me ask you this question. The dude that he hit, that flipped over and hit the ground, did they cart him off and take him to the hospital?
No.
What happened after that?
The guy, man, them guys are tough. Come on, man, I'm gonna give it to him.
He did what? He got up and did what?
He got up, man, and got back to play and kept playing.
Yeah.
Man, but it was brutal out there, man. When I look at the physicality, man, of those guys, and then running it was more than 90 minutes because they had it on 30 more minutes.
It went 120 minutes altogether.
Oh.
and it was only supposed to go 90
90
minutes, if I remember
minutes.
right. So 120, it was like 30 minutes then. Yeah, 30 minutes.
Greg, that was an exciting game. And I mean, that game went 0-0 until they went into overtime.
Yeah.
Bro Jackson, you sound like you wanted the man leg to be hanging on by a tender.
That's what Greg wanted.
Listen. I mean, if we're gonna talk about sports where people get jacked up, man, let's talk about some sports people get jacked up.
Yeah, it was a good game.
But I'm gonna tell you this too, though. Now I'm gonna tell you this too. Now, and I don't know if y'all noticed this, but if you want to see some of the best floppers in the world, watch soccer players.
Well, there was some flops.
There was a lot of flops.
Hey, but then, I mean, you learn a lot of things. When that ball's in the air and they see the opposing team following the ball, running into them, they'll stop to try to draw. I mean, that's a flop.
Right.
So, right. I mean, it was.
Or somebody run by them and I saw a lot of. But listen, let me say this. Mad respect to hockey players. Let me say this right now because I can't play hockey. And I got a lot of respect for them, mad respect for them. But, when we talk about brutal sports, hockey is not like the top 2 or 3 or 4, and maybe in the top.
Hey, Pinto, call into the show. He discounting your sport.
You say hockey or soccer?
Soccer.
Soccer. You said hockey.
I said hockey?
Yeah.
Oh, no, my bad. No.
Hockey is brutal.
Yeah, hockey is up there.
Hey, and Greg educated me about the penalty box for hockey, which means you're one man down. The other thing that I learned and realized when you had a red card, Argentina actually played with one man down because you don't get to basically put another substitute.
Right. Yeah, you don't substitute. Yeah, well, and the U.S. did the same thing too, though. Remember when the guy got the red card and he was out?
Yeah.
So, but yeah.
Man, it was a good game, man. They played one man down and they still hung in there. Hey, wait, let me ask y'all this. Did you see the guy from Spain that stopped the goal with his head? He took a headshot. He saw the ball.
No. I remember that. He got there. The ball hit him straight in the face.
Greg, that ball ain't soft, number one. But number two, the leg strength. I mean, I'd have been going to the hospital.
Maybe that's why all them dudes
stayed in the game.
So I'm gonna say this now. I will say this. From what I saw, soccer players they do take some real contact. So let me backtrack that a little bit. Because those guys, they do take some serious contact.
Man, when he got hit in the head, man, with that ball, I mean, just full on. I said a timeout. Think about that brain moving around in their head, man.
Yeah, and that's why a lot of hockey players, I mean, especially female hocky players, they were being flagged because of concussions. Because heading the ball, different things like that, hitting the ground will cause concussions. But, like I said, man, a lot of respect for soccer players. I mean, it was fun watching soccer, like, really for the first time and, trying to understand what was going on. And thanks, Brother Burns. He did just provide the answer to the question I thought it was 1566. It's 1066. 500.
Hey, that's a long time to have a grudge.
So Brother Burns is into soccer?
Well, no, Brother Burns is into British history because he was raised partially in London.
Okay. So
similar to Brother Pinto, but Brother Pinto was born in London. Brother Burns was actually educated in London and then came back to the States. But 1066, the Norman invasion. And some of the British are still not very happy about the Normans, i.e. the French, who came into London at that time. So I'm sure that London, although England came in third place, they're happy that they came in third place, beating the French, I'm sure. So,
man, that was a heck of a doggone World Cup game. Hey, Greg, and I don't want us to move too fast, but just looking at the tensions that's taking place, man, between United States and Iran, it seems like it's not just escalating, but we're at war again.
Well, I mean, so technically we're not at war. This is a conflict because the only area of the government that can declare war is Congress, and Congress has not stepped in to declare this to be a war. But this is most certainly a very serious conflict that the U.S. is involved in under President Trump, who is the commander in chief. So that's how he's able to guide things, because it's not a war; it's a conflict right now. But like 3 or 4 weeks ago, there was an MOU that was signed between the U.S., in Iran, and there was a ceasefire in place. We started seeing some things like ships moving through the Straits of Hormuz. We started seeing gas prices start to go down a little bit. And then for some reason, about a week ago, apparently, the Iranians sent in some drones and fired missiles on ships. And that started this conflict all over again. And so right now it appears that the U.S. and Iran have stepped away from the ceasefire. 3 American soldiers have lost their lives as of this weekend as a result of this conflict, and the Iranians bombing a U.S. base. I want to say it was in Yemen. I can't exactly remember where it was. It's in the Middle East. So, I mean, American lives are now being lost, and this is having people questioning, how far is this going to go?
Man, I think, Greg, and I'm just moving so fast past this segment, man. I mean, I know somebody just hit me and say, well, what about World Cup again? What else can we say about World Cup?
I ain't gonna say nothing about World Cup when I'm talking about American soldiers losing their lives.
And they blowing me up right here. Greg, man, when we talk about exiting Iran,
right?
What has been the discussion about the plan? Because I mean, I think when you look at the Straits now,
right,
we can't trust anything that's being said or done. I mean, this peace plan was very elaborate.
Right. I think the bigger question is, what is the real end goal there? Because there has to be a reason that the U.S. is in this conflict right now. And so, what the talking heads are saying is that if the U.S. is not in this fight, then Iran gets nuclear weapons.
Well, and that was supposed to be the end goal, to prevent them from having nuclear weapons.
Because if Iran gets nuclear weapons, who knows what happens to not just the Middle East, but what happens to the world with, one of the axes of evil having that level of military power at its hands. And so that's the real question with regards to, why is the U.S. over there right now?
So Greg, we have a caller, and this caller is a good friend of the show. Mr. Burns, Brother Burns, how are you doing?
I am doing fabulously now that I've heard that all of you discussing Iran, and I thought I might add a couple of cents to it.
All right. Well, so I mean, one of the questions is, why is the U.S. in? And they're not technically in Iran, but why are they in this conflict in the Middle East right now, Brother Burns? What are you hearing?
Well, I believe first and foremost, the nuclear issue. Do we have control of that? And for the most part, we still have the dust issue and all of that, but I think we've got our arms around that. But the second thing that has come up now is the oil coming out of the Straits of Hormuz. So how do we take control of that? And I think this president, number one, he is very conscious that he doesn't want to lose American lives. And as you so aptly pointed out, we lost 3 this past weekend. It just clarifies for any of us that had any question at all that freedoms are not free, that these individuals volunteer to participate in a greater cause, much greater than themselves. And we need to pay great homage and respect to those that pay the ultimate price. So, but having said that now, this president doesn't want to lose American lives. And there are a couple of loose ends here that need to be addressed in my mind. Number one, are we going to get the help of our partners in the Middle East? You realize that all we need to do, if we want to get rid of leadership, the RG, etc., all we have to do is release the hounds. The hounds are the Israelis. They know where these people are. They know where to go to get them. And that was their role even at the beginning. Their role was go out and take out the leadership. So in my opinion, we just need to release them. But this president doesn't want to yet do that. He wants to do that with American forces until he has our partners better well entrenched, like the Saudis and the Omans and all the rest in that area. What kind of a commitment, and the Europeans, which aren't coming to the table very quickly, what kind of relationship are we going to have with them to support us? Because, gentlemen, if we decide to go in and push back the Iranians, which we're fully capable of doing, so that we open up Oman completely, then we're going to be there a very long time.
Yeah.
Here's a question, though, Brother Burns, though, because and I hear and I understand that this president doesn't want to release the hounds, and we're waiting on our allies to step up and to assist. But what about those who are of the belief that those relationships, those allies, should have been confirmed before he went in the first place, and we would not be standing alone. And there is criticism from our European friends on this particular front. So what do we say to those who say, well, hey, if that was the plan, why didn't he line them up before he went over there?
That's a valid question, and the answer to that question is, had we even whispered this to our allies, it would have gotten out. The strength of what we were able to do was that our people got in, dropped those bombs, those incredible bombs, and got out and were halfway home before anybody realized that they were there, other than those that were local to it. And that would never have been able to pull off had we told the British, the French. I mean, the French have a relationship with the Iranians. As an example, they're trying to build plants and other things with the Iranians. So they have a relationship. Europe has too close a relationship with the Iranians, as well as they've got too close a relationship with Russia. They should have cut off Russia a long time ago, and have they? No, because they're too intermingled economically with
but Brother Burns, here's something I think, I don't know if it was calculated in this or not, but Iran realizes that they're no competition for United States military. I mean, just no competition.
Well, they don't know that.
You don't think? Well, let me make this point.
And the reason why I say it is because every single day that Iran is able to get on the news and say we're still here, it's a victory for them.
But here's where I think they believe. Well, if
the U.S. and listen, don't take this because I'm 100% pro America. But if we're the 800-pound gorilla in the room with the greatest military force on earth, why are we still in this fight with Iran?
But here's where I was going to go with that. They know that they're no competition when it comes to military.
They don't know that.
I'm gonna tell you what. But
they don't know that.
Here's the tool that's actually been impacting not just the United States, but the global economy. Is when you look at them sending these what do you call them, droids or drones to the ships that are trying to get that oil in and out of the straits. They realize there's another vehicle that they can use, and they don't have to have a major military. We got to figure out, and I mean, I'm great. You've been on the military side, but they got their arms around the world economy.
Listen.
No, you're absolutely right, Brother Love. Go back to the very beginning of humankind. It has always been, you have the military that can go against each other. I'm on one mountain, he's on the other, and we meet in the valley. But if you don't have that capability, you go to asymmetric military activity. That's what Iran has been doing from the very beginning. And it was being done in Afghanistan and that sort of thing. If you're unable to go match to match with your opponents, you do asymmetric. So this has been since the beginning of time. What's happening now? I mean, Iran has always used that. They've never been able to compete head to head.
And you're right. And
understand the Iranian mindset. These individuals, and I had a brother-in-law who was Iranian, and he used to talk about how he was a Sunni and they were the Shia, and the Shia would actually put white clothes, gowns and such on, walk out into knowing that they were going to be shot dead, and the white would make them that much more of a target. Their mindset is, I'm prepared to give up my life for this cause. You see, when we claim we're going to go for the bridges, now the bridges are chock-a-block full of Iranian women and children, knowing that they're going to die. But that's the Iranian asymmetric warfare. That's what they do. And that's been their plan all the way along. And they will keep taking shots as long as they're alive. And I'm sorry to say this, gentlemen, but the only way that we're going to deal with these IRGs, these people that have this form of mindset, this "I will die for my cause" mindset. I mean, to the extent where they'll so easily do it. They rise to the level where they're prepared to give up their life for a cause.
Brother Burns, hold 1 second. Hey, Doc, you were going to jump in here.
Yeah, and I wanted to piggyback off of what Brother Jackson was saying. And, you know, the 800-pound gorilla analogy is correct. But here's what I think the Trump administration is doing. They're concerned about, like John is saying, that asymmetric warfare spreading beyond where it already is. So if you go in there with a hammer, are you going to actually hit your target? Or are you going to make the battlefield that much wider? Where Iranians are now going into France and European countries and escalating bombings and terrorist activities. So I think, you know, it's caution on one hand, and we can't go in there and be as brutal as we need to be.
But I don't even know if it's being brutal. My point is, how well thought out is this plan? Because right now, every single day, and I talked about this before, and Brother Burns knows that I talked about this before, because when President Trump was saying, you know, if they don't sign this deal, you know, they're gonna regret it. It's going to be the worst thing. We're going to destroy them. We're going to bomb them back to the dark ages and all of this other stuff. And they don't acquiesce to what it is that he's saying. Every single day that the Iranians are able to get up and stand up and say, we're still here, they gain more and more strength. And not just to the Iranians, but to those other countries that are out there looking and saying, hey, if Iran can hold them off, what if we start combining our strength? I mean, think about how Russia is looked at now with the Ukraine, you know, pinning them down. Russia is no longer looked at as this military strength.
Yeah.
And so we as the U.S., if we're saying, listen, we are the greatest military force on earth, and we can't handle these asymmetric issues that we're talking about, and we went there and them not to us, then to me that says that it should have been thought out a little bit more.
One additional thing we're not throwing into the equation is the fact that we've lost 25% of the top military leadership through whatever that is that they're doing. And you can't be that strategic when you're firing the people who know the game plan, the master game plan, and are able to implement it. So we put ourselves in a disadvantage.
But listen, to your point on that too now. So we've lost 25% because we've been firing them. Iran right now is fighting with their fourth string leadership. Why is it that the people who we are smarter than, stronger than, more capable than, that they're still in this fight? That'll be like, let me give you this analogy. Hold on, let me give you this analogy.
Okay.
If Jones High School, you follow me, right? If Jones High School played the Dallas Cowboys, what would you expect the score to be?
By 200-0.
If we are the Dallas Cowboys and they're Jones High School, why are they still in this fight? Jones playing the Dallas Cowboys are down right now 52-30.
Well, but here's something you haven't calculated in here. Let me throw this out there. When we talk drone, when we talk about the fact that it costs them $25,000 to $50,000 to produce a drone, and our missiles are in the range of about $1-2 million
at least
to shoot them down. Are we finding ourselves in a situation and I even hate to use the word, but from a cost perspective, we got to restock those munitions.
Yeah. And Israel the same way. I mean, because every time they fire missiles or send drones into Israel, and they're having to spend these Tomahawk missiles, these air surface air missiles.
Patriot missiles.
Yeah, I mean, and you're right. They are using the least amount of resources to use up our extensive budgeted resources.
Think about how much we were watching the what do you call it? The Israel has the dome.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
Yeah, the dome. Yes,
I mean
the Iron Dome.
Yeah, the Iron Dome. So, I mean, I know there's military minds that's sitting around the table. They have data. They have all the technology. But I mean, these are the things that people are talking about around the dinner table, man.
Well, the minds that put together the Iron Dome.
We tie all these pieces together because a cost-benefit analysis demonstrates that maybe they aren't equal, but if our economy is strong and we're making lots of money, we can afford to make up those differences in that cost-benefit analysis. That's why they say that the economy being strong is as important as our military is strong.
So where's Dr. Polite? I thought Dr. Polite was saying something. Oh, that.
Yeah, I was.
Oh, yeah, what are you saying, Doc?
I had to dip off. But, the thing about it is that we listen to hype, because when you talk about the Iron Dome was made for a specific type of warfare. It was not made to withstand the amount of battery and the amount of missiles that's being launched at it right now. So it's ineffective. It's not an Iron Dome, apparently.
Well, it's effective. It's just that they're running out of the munitions in order to maintain it. That's the issue.
But then that means it's not effective. If those bombs are landing in Israel, and this is supposed to be anti-missile defense, and the missiles are getting through, how good is the defense?
Well, it's not 100% now. But let's not.
Yeah, nothing is 100%.
Unreasonable expectations that everything will be stopped.
But listen, more than enough for getting through.
That's that. Hey, so let me leave it on this question for all of us, and this is a question that continues to come up. Should the United States continue to be involved in what's taking place overseas, or do we focus on our problems here? And I'm gonna just lead this off because it's being discussed that it's better for us to address these issues abroad than them coming on our own soil. So what say you, Brother Jackson?
I mean, listen, I'm 100% in favor of, if we're going to have a fight, don't bring it here.
Yeah.
I'm 100% in favor of that. And I understand and I see the reason why we would want to be there doing what we're doing. My issue is we should have gathered the support necessary to where when this skirmish started, it would have been like, what was that, 1992, Dr. Polite? Desert Shield? I mean, 2 weeks in, 2 weeks out. I mean, that's what I consider to be the 800-pound gorilla in the room. What was then?
But do we really think we need to fight foreign wars to make our defense? Because I'm gonna tell you, when you talk about people attacking America, I don't think it will ever happen on our home soil.
Again?
No. Who did it?
Oh, 9/11 was most certainly an attack on U.S. soil.
But not that's on the grand scale of warfare. That was not.
Listen, 3,000 lives lost. That is warfare.
War. That was not war.
That was a direct declaration of war against the U.S. and they brought it us on. That was no different than Pearl Harbor.
I'm saying full scale war. It'll never happen. Number one, we are the most armed population.
You're talking about parachuting. You're talking about parachuting in and going into the streets.
Yeah. Okay. So that kind of warfare will never take place on American soil. It would take it would take the rest of the world to come here and do that. You got to remember, it ain't just our military. All us got guns too.
Yeah, Brother Burns, what say you?
The terrain on the continent doesn't play in their favor.
Hey, listen, are they going to Montana? They coming to Florida. If they come to Florida, they gonna go straight through Florida, Georgia, North Carolina.
They got to go through the swamps. They got to get past.
They got to go.
Alligator.
They come straight through Tampa Bay. That ain't crazy. That's why they gonna come.
Hey, Brother Burns, what say you?
Look, gentlemen, I've got a feeling that if I were to disagree with our president, I think he's looking the long-term image, and did he make every attempt to negotiate and work out a deal? I think that's where he is. That's why it's taking him so long, because again, I believe that if he decided to go in unabashed and send in the hounds along with him, then this would be done very quickly. But we learned from Iraq. Yes, we went in and came out in 2 weeks, but then we stayed forever because it got out of hand. Well, we learned from that. I don't think he or we or anyone else want to go in and take over Iran and release them so that the people, the 90 million people that can take over the 10 million that are the IRG and the others, I don't think we want to get involved in that. What we want to do is make sure that the nuclear weapons are contained, number one, and number two, not because we need it. Europeans need it far more than we do, but we need to open up the Straits of Hormuz. And again, asymmetric battle, the Iranians, about a year before we came in, about 6 months or a year before, they sat down and they said, look, they can wipe us out. So let's create a system where we have people to take over if we die. And they've got that system in place and they're working it. So we need to make a decision about where we want to be. Do we just want to do because we're overseeing the nuclear powder. If anybody goes in there, we can blow them to hell. We don't need to have boots on the ground there.
Brother Burns,
to open up the Straits of Hormuz, so this
is what I say, because I heard Dr. Polite throwing a yep on that. Desert Shield was not where we went in and stayed forever. It was after 9/11 that we went in and really and truly established a stronghold in those Middle Eastern countries. We've always had a place throughout the world with military bases where we had military personnel, but that was not ramped up until after 9/11, some 10 years after Desert Shield. And so I think the Desert Shield sent a very clear message to the world. It sent a very clear message to the world that when the U.S. decides that they're going to shut you down, that's what they do. I think that what we're seeing now, people don't have that same fear of the U.S. because they feel now that they can neutralize or at least compete with us through these unconventional means of war, which is this drone warfare now. I mean, drones have now almost equalized what can be done on the battlefield.
It has dramatically changed the battlefield.
Yeah, absolutely. Hey, fellas, appreciate that conversation, and I gotta put back my conductor hat back on so I can keep this train going. But Brother Burns, man, we certainly appreciate it.
It's always a pleasure, gentlemen.
All right, Brother Burns,
thanks a lot, man.
Good to talk to you, man, as always.
Hey,
absolutely.
Hey, let me move on to season blessings.
Season's blessings, yeah.
And first and foremost, man, we want to thank the Experience Christian Center, led by none other than Bishop Derek McCrae.
Listen, man, this past weekend was a great event. Let's Talk Nation, we were there in full force. Big ups to Brother Mondo, big ups to Doc Polite. You and me, we kind of have to do it, but I mean, those cats, man, they were up. What time y'all got there? I got that 8. Well, 15. What time you got there? Doc, no, Armando was calling me.
And Doc was calling me, and I like to be there early, but I was the late bird on this one. But you know what? I'm really amazed, and I'm glad you recognized Doc and Armando. Greg, it was a lot going on out there.
And listen, and I got to say this, man. Doc Polite, Brother Armando are top notch. The setup, the mics, I mean, just everything was flawless there.
You had bounce houses out there, but you had a lot of vendors out there. I mean, mammogram. But here's the thing that really fascinated me. Greg, we really didn't, you and I, we show up and Doc and Armando, they know all this technical stuff.
Yeah.
You and I, we're listening to people, celebrating being out there. We're hearing generators behind us. We're hearing all of this noise. But then when we saw the final production that Doc and Armando put together, you saw these interviews that we did, and I know we're gonna go into that.
Yeah.
The audio, man. I mean, Doc, man, I tell you, you and Armando, y'all made us look good.
That should be there you go. That should be a round of applause for Doc and Armando. But also, Brother Love, you came out there prepared. Hey, Doc, did you even hear that generator when you were there, man?
No, he came out there with the I Spy super bad boy generator.
Hey, I saw you and Greg when I turned it on, and y'all
I said,
was like,
man, that's a fool. That thing gonna be making all this noise. They ain't gonna be able to hear us.
And you, hey, Rod, you didn't catch me keep going over there and see if it was on.
I told Greg,
I couldn't hear it.
When people were walking past the fence and they started looking at that thing,
Yeah.
And I was like, did it go off or something? And then, man, but Doc, I got to give it to you, man. You and Mondo.
Yeah.
Greg and I was, we were interviewing, about 12 or 14 candidates that showed up. And I mean, we're interacting with them, but man, when you produce the audio and the video and Mondo tweaked a few things while we were out there, man, up there, y'all get the credit.
Yeah, man. Yeah, we listen, man, I can't say, we can't say, I'm going to speak for Brother Love and listen. And we can't say how much we appreciate y'all.
Yes.
Man. I mean, because people see us, but they don't understand that if it wasn't for you guys, man, we'll be still sitting up here with our cell phones and trying to make some content. Man, you guys, man, y'all make us look good, man. So, yeah.
Yeah, that was incredible. So for those of you who are into podcasts, whether you want to do one in the studio or what you see me and Greg in, this is a result of Doc Polite and Mondo. But even in the field, Doc and Mondo, this is the sales pitch, because while they're part of Let's Talk Nation, they be freelancing
they're
too.
Freelancing too now. and pay them their freight. Don't be trying to nickel and dime them now.
Oh, yeah. They ain't gonna nickel and dime me and Mondo. You can believe that.
Hey.
But listen, so let's get to Caesar's blessings though.
Yeah.
And Doc, you had a chance to kind of hear some of the candidates we were talking to. Who was the candidate that maybe surprised you or took you off guard a little bit about, and not in a bad way, but in a good way, that kind of stood out for you all?
Man, I will tell you from an informational perspective, I mean, and just being genuine, I got to say, man, Congresswoman Stephanie Murphy, man, I mean, she really impressed me, man, with putting Orange County on the map, not just regionally, but statewide. I mean, listening to that conversation, I will say, Greg, we had some judge candidates that stepped up, man, and just some that we've never met that, that was very impressive. And it talked about how important the judiciary is. I will say, and Doc Polite, you had the honor and privilege of pulling one of the candidates, and we ain't gonna mention no name, but pulling one of the candidates aside and telling them what you thought about their speech on the big stage. And I kind of heard a little bit of that conversation. So there was a lot going on.
Doc was trying to give some pointers on some things. I heard that.
Yeah,
there was a lot going on.
Well, Greg, I wear them different hats, and what I heard was concerning. The message was right. It just was the tone of the message was delivery. Yeah, the delivery was problematic, and being seasoned politicals as we are, we all instantly was like, who is that, and why are they doing that?
You're right. Yeah. We did kind of stop when we heard. Yeah,
but I'll tell you, who impressed me, and y'all gonna be amazed. I think is Alicia Ferrant.
Keep going.
Okay, the young lady that's running for school board chair.
Mm-hmm.
I got a chance to talk to her. Now, the other people kind of whispered to me, hey, she's MAGA. I said, I don't care if she's MAGA. What she was talking about was the school choice. And people don't know how empowering that is. And we actually need school choice more now so than ever, because the public school system is not getting it done.
Doc, some of the other things that she said when she talked about, some of the things that we're all in unison. Well, I'm gonna speak for myself. In unison, when you talk about boys not being able to go in girls' restrooms, when you talk about boys participating in girls' sports, she was direct in her.
Yeah, it's common sense stuff.
But Doc, something that you said, and I don't want to interrupt you, but she also talked about the voucher. It was refreshing to hear that conversation as it relates to, hey, if you want to take the opportunity to have your child educated outside of the public school system with the dollars that the law allows for, you have that right to do it. So there was some conversation there, Doc, that I'm not going to shy away from.
Yeah, and she had some very, very valid points, and I took it as this. Here's a woman that's really committed to fixing part of the education problem as she sees it. It wasn't so much as trying to take advantage or pit one community against the other. She was trying to say all the kids need the same opportunity, and the kids are not getting that because if the teacher is spending 90% of their time managing behaviors, when do they get to teach?
Sound like Doc talking about GBA.
Mhm.
It's like he talking about grades,
When do
behavior,
they
and
get to
attendance
teach?
now.
If Lil Kieran is raising hell in the classroom, and there's 30 other kids in there, he number 31. He number 31 got the other 30 hostage.
Doc used to talk about Pookie. Now it's Kieran.
Mhm, mhm.
So Doc, you're right, but
Well, that's Pookie's son.
that Pookie. Hey, but there was some great conversation, Doc. And then some of the candidates. Because we were there from, we started at 9 o'clock, and I think we wound up around 12:30 or so. Those candidates just kept coming.
But let me toot y'all horn because y'all made the production so easy. Cause just season delivery, I didn't have to cue you. I didn't have to tell you turn this way and speak up. And I usually have to do that in production. Rod.
But me and Greg been around you for a long time, so we get tired of getting fussed at.
So, but I didn't have to do that, and and it was hot out there. All of us was hot, so to be out there and have things run as smooth, that speaks to all of our professionalism. We just know what we're doing, and we do it. That's what professionals do. They show up and get it done. So yeah, let's kudos to y'all.
No, I appreciate it. So let's do this. Because you said that you were impressed with Alicia Ferrant.
Mm-hmm.
And I will agree that on Saturday, she did say some thought-provoking things.
Now, not just her now.
Hold on, wait. But before you become too impressed with her, I want you to go and take a look at a school board meeting from August of 2025.
Okay.
And I only want you to do that because I was sitting in that meeting when there were some comments made about the oldest chartered African-American municipality in the country that I took issue with that was stated by board member Ferrant. Now, me being who I am, when I met her on Saturday, I didn't bring it up. That was neither the time nor the place. But I will tell you, I would challenge you that if you really and truly want to potentially understand the thought process of a person, go and listen to them when they are in their
element,
in their purest form. And I'm gonna leave it at that and let you make the decision for yourself because I've made the decision for myself. Based
on the issue she spoke on, I was, I
agree. Listen. When the question was asked, why did you get into this? She said because they messed with the wrong mama bear. I respect that. But when we're talking about a community that is fighting for its identity, I take a different viewpoint on things.
On that note, and Doc, before you do that, on that note, let me ask both of you this because this is something I didn't realize. And Greg, just as you say, being able to go back and look at that August 2025, do y'all realize we actually can't go back and look at that 2025 because in this day and age that we're in, do you realize the school board meetings aren't broadcast or video? We go back to the minutes.
I was just looking at it.
Owens County School Board?
I was just looking at it.
They on you.
Because so I need to go back.
Yeah. But all right, so y'all talking
on YouTube, right?
Is that YouTube?
Yeah, YouTube.
Yeah. It's public record. Once it's on there, they can't take it down.
And not only that, you can request it, and they have to send you the link with the video attached to it.
Okay. Yeah. All right.
So yeah, listen.
So August 2025.
I'll give you the exact date. But listen, so you were impressed with Congresswoman Murphy.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I will say there were a couple of folks who were not there. I would have really liked seeing Tippy Moore Russell there because, as people know, that's who I follow and different things like that. But I'm gonna tell you, that's interesting of who I was impressed with and who I've always been impressed with.
Who was that?
And if Tiffany Moore Russell was not in the race, it would be a different story for me. And you know who I'm talking about.
I know
who I'm talking about.
I know who you're talking about.
I mean,
and they've been on the show.
Every time I sit with Myra Uribe, I am always impressed with her. Every single time I sit down and have a conversation with her, I'm always impressed with her. And you know, if you know, I'm as transparent as I can be. Tiffany Moore Russell, has my support. But if Tiffany Moore Russell was not in the Orange County mayor race, it wouldn't even be.
Well, I agree with you, because if I was voting over there, it would be Uribe. It wouldn't be Tiffany Moore. That's your girl. That ain't my girl.
Well, yeah, she is. Yeah, she is.
Hey, but you know what? That's the
girl,
good thing about that's the good thing about Let's Talk Nation. I mean, we can have these conversations.
People don't understand. We don't all. So we agree on a lot.
Yeah.
That's what we agree. And it seems
but
like
we got disagreements too.
Oh yeah.
And you know, and we all see this through a different prism. I mean, we got our own issues, but the one thing for sure is that we on the same doggone team when it comes to making sure that we get
can't nobody else talk about us now.
Yeah.
Hey, don't let nobody else try that now. Hey,
you can't. Can't nobody come at us. Hey, nobody else can come at us about each other. That's
but you know what?
So we
but I know the audience got to be really fascinated by this dynamics that's going on. I know everybody's fascinated by
who's
this.
Who's that be turning on each other on their podcast? Nah, man. We'll talk about each other, but let's somebody call it.
But you know, it's because I think all of us have such a broad lived experience that we understand that nothing is black and white and situations change. Now you just informed me about something I need to know about this person so I can make a better choice. I can still come away and say, okay, I still like them. They kind of stupid, but I like the foundation of what they're talking about.
Right.
It's just like you did with Cardi B. I was like, oh hell.
hey y'all, I don't know if y'all realize, but we've reached the platinum version of our intra discussion. I mean, this is platinum right here. Hey, so Greg, besides the mayoral candidates, who else do you think you're impressed with?
You know, Shannon Curry is always impressive. I will say this. A young lady who is always putting herself out there to serve, Ms. Patricia Rowe.
Mm-hmm.
She was there. We had a chance to speak to her. I'm gonna tell you, Rashida Jones also resonated with me as well, and she's a District 7
teacher, and she's involved in the community. I mean, that was my first time meeting her.
And her tagline is "I'm your favorite teacher."
Yes,
I'm your favorite teacher, which I thought was kind of neat, very personal.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm gonna say this, man. I think that District 7 is gonna have some hard choices to make. I mean, it's a lot of people in that race. It's a lot of people in that race, but the ones who are kind of making their way to the top, it's going to be difficult to decide between those individuals that rise.
And they're running that race clean.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Because
it didn't start off like that, Doc.
You know, y'all know my relationship with Shannon and Steve. Y'all know we like family, so I can't get on there because everybody will say, well, you biased anyway because you know you love the young lady. You think she's fantastic, and she is.
Right.
She's a consummate professional in everything she's done. I've never seen this lady stumble in her public presentation and what she stands for. You can't be confused about who Shannon Curry is and what she stands for.
You're right. Hey, so you know what? And here's where I'm gonna go rapid fire a little bit. Because we get down to the last 10 minutes and we're never gonna have enough time because we got some other good stuff here. But let me lay this. Greg, I'm gonna start with you, man. What Seasoned Blessings brought to the community is something, man, that's needed, but we don't see that often.
We don't. And and again, big ups to Bishop McCray and the Experience Christian Center, because the resources that they brought on Saturday. Listen. This is something typically that people do during like the holidays, like during Christmas and things. I mean, they're doing this in July when people are focused on other things or whatever the case may be. I mean, they could have easily have made this a back to school type thing when everybody's out there trying. No, they brought this during a time when kids are just getting out of school. They're trying to find things to do. They're trying to find resources. There may be someone who's concerned about having diabetes. There may be someone who may be concerned about, hey, I have this lump.
Yeah.
And they brought
Christmas
real
in July.
resources. Yeah.
Christmas in July.
Yeah, they brought real resources to the community.
Yeah, and I'm gonna tell Bishop this. This is an old school promoter trick. On your flyer, Bishop, next time, put a bunch of celebrities and say special guests. Don't say nobody's name. Put Lil Boosie on there, Rick Ross, and all them kind of people, and say special guests. And watch that field fill up, because the people that needed to be out there Saturday weren't. And I'll put it that way. A lot of them that needed to be out there to take advantage of the resources and the information. It was healthcare screening. You got 35-year-old grandmamas that need to check their diabetes.
Yeah.
Hey, Doc, okay. let me ask you this very succinctly. If there was one question that you would ask every candidate, what question would that be?
What are you going to do in regards to the upcoming tax situation? What is listen, that's the hot button issue right now.
Okay, I said succinctly. You hit it on the head.
We listen. You know, Rod wanted to trigger me, right?
No. That was legit. So I can get Greg, because 8 minutes left. I wanted to get.
People don't understand the tsunami that's going to come behind this.
Okay,
they really don't.
You're right. So, Brother Jackson, he took my answer. I'm gonna just go ahead and he took my question.
But here's the thing, though, and we got to have this conversation, because this is an amendment that we're going to see in November, but it's not guaranteed yet.
Yeah, you're right.
And there has to be information that people get in order to understand what this really truly means. Because I was reading an article today, and what the article said is that when people initially heard about this property tax rollback and that it was going to be for core services, all right. 61% of the electorate that was polled agreed with it. But when they then hear that this tax rollback is going to lead to a $11.8 billion shortfall that municipalities and small towns and things like that are going to have to try to find this money and where they're going to get these monies from, it's now down to 45% of individuals who support this. And I think that number is going to go down even more. So I think that as people are educated as to what this property tax amendment really does and what it really means, in particular to municipalities and the resources that will be taken away from municipalities, that it's not going to get the support that people think or hope that it will get to some extent.
Okay, with that maybe, and I'm gonna just play off of what you just said, but with that maybe, off the top of your head and in general, I'm gonna ask you this question.
Yeah.
What obligation do you believe local municipalities has to its taxpayers, knowing that this, even with a maybe, what do you do now from a cautionary standpoint?
Listen, their obligations and their responsibilities to the citizens does not change at all. They still have to provide for infrastructure. They still have to provide for public safety. They still have to provide for education and different things like that. So, and that's the issue, that they're going to take away these monies, these funds, without any really clear-cut indication or any clear-cut direction as to where the money is going to come from. Now, I can give you some ideas about what they're saying, but how do you get $11.8 billion? Or from where do you get $11.8 billion to cover that?
Okay, and here's my response, and here's what
from the tourist tax.
But you can't even touch that, because statutorily you can't touch that. But here's what I see municipalities doing. You see municipalities that normally would be increasing the number of positions, creating new positions that are what they call discretionary spending. I see them putting the brakes on that because November's right around the corner. I mean, I'm looking at it from a perspective of, and they're not affecting their first line critical services. And when I say first line critical service, I'm talking about law enforcement. I'm talking about fire department. But I do see them taking some precautions to pump the brakes versus pushing the gas.
And then you see some that are irresponsible. Case in point, the municipality of Apopka. They just did one of the dumbest moves I could think I've seen in a while. Hiring a information person that's basically going to repeat information that other departments heads are already putting out there, and paying the person $180,000 a year base salary.
Well, Doc, I'm gonna do you one better. They have an associate or an assistant or a deputy town administrator that's making $300,000.
I saw that. Greg, is that legit?
Now, ask me how much the town administrator makes.
How much?
160. Yeah. Now, that's what I've heard. Now, listen.
That is out there, but no, that's out there though.
So allegedly, we're watching the what we thought was the death of the good old boy, but now we got the other boy.
Yeah.
System.
Yeah.
The attaboy system. And if you support me, I'll reward you. It's called patronage. It's called patronage.
Listen, man.
You said something that disturbed me, but
how much damn information do Apopka have? It ain't got that much information. It's still Apopka. What are you gonna tell us about flowers?
It's on the come up, man. APK on the come up.
Hey, y'all know I love Apopka. I tried to move there.
So, but do y'all believe that there's gonna be a pushback against this? I mean, do you think there's gonna be a pushback?
No, because who knows about it?
No, you're right.
Who knows about it?
You're right.
And when people do know about things, they don't come to meetings to voice, and say things. Now, listen, I'm going to say this. One of the most vocal people in Apopka that comes to every meeting is sitting there and hasn't said a word. Now, he can come in and he can sit and he can jaw jack about other things, but when it's someone that he likes and he supports, he sits quietly by. And that's what bothers me about people, because here's the thing right here. Brian Nelson and I were and are friends. Mm-hmm. All right. But if Brian Nelson was doing something, I'm gonna tug his sleeve and say, "Hey, man, is that really something you want to do?" Mm-hmm. And I feel comfortable doing that. When you have someone that blindly goes or supports someone just because they don't like somebody that they used to like, then they have to sit there and they have to look stupid when that person makes bad decisions because they can't say nothing against them.
Well, I told y'all and I told them to their face, they don't have no spine. When they had an issue with you and what did I tell them? What did I tell you I told them? And I told them, I said this, go to them like a man and say that. Don't be a little boy.
But something
we haven't seen the change in that behavior. So expect them to continue to do this. This is nothing more than flavor of the month. But
a simple response. And Greg, I'm gonna go ahead, and this is my response to what you just said, as well as Doc. But if somebody over there can make this make sense to me, that the deputy city administrator will be making $300,000 and something,
twice as much
as the city administrator. What is going on? I mean, nobody's asking these questions.
Well, listen, maybe this is the LeBron James of deputy city administrators. Right?
But here's what I got to throw out. You had one vote that voted against moving forward, and I'm gonna go ahead and you're talking about Commissioner Nadia Anderson that said no, I'm not going in that direction. Greg, it has really pumped the brakes on everything, and you would think that the community would recognize that maybe we need to look at this a little further. Is that happening?
Yeah, they know nobody's gonna come out though. I mean, if you know nobody's gonna come out, you can do it and say whatever you want to.
Well, one thing about it, the proof is in the pudding. We are gonna see what this administration in Apopka is really about. It's in a honeymoon phase right now.
Yeah.
But what's going on 23 months from now?
When people get taxed out of their homes?
Yeah, when they get taxed out of their homes and the services go up and the promised windfall or the shiny object syndrome they were promised doesn't show up, it's going to be a different tune.
Hey, brothers, we always have a good time when we get together. And like you said, Greg, the IQs are going up. Hey, Doc Polite, once again, appreciate you and Mondo. And hey, General.
Yes, sir.
You don't have to go home.
But you got to get out of here.
Till next week on Let's Talk Nation. Hey, join us because we'll bring something new to you. See you next week.